I thought that team was definitely one of the better teams we played this year. They had a fantastic performance. We thought it could be a game, but we had when you get that kickoff return and you get that interception for a touchdown the first half, it makes it difficult. But boy, we're a really, really good football team, and we wish them the best of luck all the way down the road.
Questions?
Coach, can you talk about that 6-minute period in the second quarter? You gave up 28 points. What were you seeing out there during that time?
Well, what I saw was our defense giving up 14 points, and then we gave up 7 on offense and 7 on special teams is what I saw. So instead of being 14-7 at halftime, it was 28-7, and we got the ball in the second half. It's all part of the game. Every time someone tries to make it something else, it comes down to 3 phases: offense, defense, and kicking game. And you need all 3 of them working to have an opportunity to be a football team like NC State.
What did you see on the pick 6 there that Schrader threw?
I saw him throw the ball in a lane where 32 was standing, and then he house called it. I wish somebody would have got him down. I think 2 or 3 people touched him. There was effort, and I thought our guys were fighting. They were definitely playing hard. But the guy made some moves and got it into the end zone.
2 weeks in a row, the lack of pass game really hurts. What goes into making the offense more versatile?
Well, we got to hit some of those shots. If you guys go back and check the tape, there's guys open. As open as their guys were was as open as our guys were. But we got to make those throws. If you make those throws, it opens up all kinds of things, and it makes it more exciting and more dynamic game on that side of the ball. We got to hit our shots.
What makes NC State's defense difficult to play against?
I wouldn't say that it's difficult. You have to execute continuously, and their defensive coordinator does a really nice job. Coach Dorn has a defensive background anyway. He knows what's going on that side of the ball. And, we have to execute at a high level, and we didn't do that today.
Another slow start offensively, the 3rd straight game. Really, how do you guys go about picking that up next week?
Well, again, we've got to hit those shots in the throwing. People are coming out to stop the run, and we're going to still run the ball some. But if you hit those shots in the throwing game, you open it up right away, and that's the key.
We didn't see Sean much in the first quarter. What went into that?
We were throwing the ball, and again, if you check, we're throwing the ball to those guys wide open. If we hit those guys, it's going to change the game dramatically. Okay? If you get a more balanced attack, then you're going to have some really good games out of Sean, instead of him running uphill all the time.
Dino, I think you were touching on this, so I'm a little sorry. I'm very sorry.
That's all right.
You guys had some success with Garrett throwing the ball earlier in the year. What has sort of changed the last couple games?
There's so many more people lower in the box. There's not a lot of gimme throws. Things that are open are the deeper shots. We have to hit some of those deeper shots. And deeper shots, you can go 50%, but you can change the game going 50%. But you need to go somewhere close to 50%, not less than that.
Is the issue the throw, the time, guys getting open?
I think it's a lot of things. You got younger wide receivers in a situation where we had one of our walk-on wide receivers playing today. And as you're getting down the depth chart and you're getting down to the end of the year, there's a lot of things that are going wrong. And sometimes the guy slips, sometimes the offensive lineman inside. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
I guess it continued the theme. You got a high scoring offense with the Terryville, and next weekend you're going to probably put some points to it. I know you don't like singling out one individual, but can you describe the difference between your offense and your personal
We're still doing the same things, but you can't replace that individual. We're doing similar plays, but he's a very special individual.
Now that you've lost these past 2 games, do you feel more pressure going into your last game to get that 6th win?
It's not so much pressure. Okay? It's more about we really like to get that 6th win for the super seniors and for the community and for the student body to have an opportunity to go bowling. That would be great. And if we did not get that win, that would be a little disappointing because I think this is the type of team who already put on a performance this season where I think it'd be really awesome if they got the opportunity to go. But I don't think it's more of a pressure. I think it's more of let's get out and play. Let's try to win a football game.
When you see a big emotional leader like Josh Black go down on your team, what emotions are going through your head knowing he's a super senior and everything he's done for the program?
First of all, he's going to be okay. Now, he may not be okay right away, but he's going to be okay. So that's the first thing, because he's done so much for this program. You want him to have an opportunity to do the things that he wants to do at the next level after graduation. But when he goes down, he was an emotional leader. He stayed on the sideline. He was a warrior, and he kept talking to his position group, trying to keep those guys up. So we really appreciate that.
Gary talks about not liking the physicality last week. How did you feel they did today?
We matched the physicality. There was some hitting going on out there. It sounded like football on both sides. There were some times where some individuals were making some really good efforts, individuals on their side and individuals on our side. But there was some smacking going on based off of some of the guys that came out of the game. If you guys, how many times the game stopped over our player or their player taking a shot, there was some hitting going on.
How much you guys feel the absence of Jeff Canton-Hartley today?
Okay, what did you just say? About the absence of Jeff Canton-Hartley. And we're not even going to talk about guys that aren't there.
Sorry, Gary touched on this, but the second quarter is when they had the burst of 28 points. Is that the difference in their line?
It's 4 quarters. You have to match every single quarter. Somebody gets hot in a quarter, then that can swing the game. It swing games. The Boston College game, we got hot in the third quarter and swung the game in our favor. I think you got to match all the quarters. It's not just one or the other. But when you give up 14 points and your defense isn't on the field, that's an emotional swing.
And then the end of the half, something like a yard, 5 plays. There was one play in particular, it was a deep ball that they hit that set up the scoring strip. Cody, it looked like, actually got around the left tackle and had a shot at Leary, and he kind of slid it out of there and waited for under the rest of that. You encapsulate the game.
I thought that if you check, there was a couple of times where the quarterback had somebody coming at him, and he wiggled or made a move and got an opportunity to hit a ball off it. And a lot of those balls turned into big plays, and even when he did, even the ones that didn't turn into big plays, he ended up throwing it away, which eliminated sacks. I don't know how many sacks they had. I don't know how many sacks that we had. Probably should have looked at that before I got up here. But it just seemed like that he was avoiding a lot of. We had some guys back there, but he was finding a way to avoid a rush, which was disappointing.
You're amidst a really exceptional run of good quarterback play this year. Is he a little overlooked? Do you think, Leary?
The guy's good. I mean, to me, he's in the top 5, easy. And I said that before we played this game. Guys, he's in the top 5 out of all 14 schools.
Yeah, he's the best yet to come.
Got time for a couple more if anybody's got it.
Gave up a bunch of big deep ball throws last week. It started off pretty well today, but how do you think you guys performed overall on the deep balls?
It's the style of defense we play, so you guys hold on because it's not going to change. And when I say that, I mean this year, the year after that, the year after that. We play man coverages. If you want to play man coverage, come to Syracuse University. You're going to get an opportunity to play it. Now you better be careful what you wish for, because you're going to be out there all by yourself with TV cameras going and everything else. But if you do that at an extremely high level, you may get an opportunity to play at the next level.
We'll go to Chris for the last question.
Maybe along those lines, but Adrian Cole, I think, finished the game instead of Deuce. Was that a product of Deuce getting beat a couple times before halftime, or an injury issue?
I don't think it was. I did not see it that way at all. I had not checked with Tony on it, but I think it was more of a rotation or something that was going on. I don't think it was a punishment or anything like that.
And just like replace a guy who's struggling, understandably. So
I didn't talk to him, so I can't tell you on that.
Sure.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Coach.